Hi everyone, welcome back. Exciting news, I am bringing back ITBN, which stands for In the Beauty News. This was a segment I had started either sometime earlier this year or last year, I don't remember, but where I would basically cover beauty news mostly focused on new makeup releases. It's end of the year and I want to take a look back at what happened in 2022. So I thought it would be kind of nice to do a series and looking at all of the makeup releases that happened in 2022. So I broke it down into 4 quarters and today we're gonna look at what happened in Q1. That would be from January to March. What was released? What did we think about it? Let's get it all covered today. I feel like my look today is kind of all over the place. I thought I was wearing green eyeshadow, which matched some of the green in my shirt, and so I wore green earrings, but this eyeshadow is getting bluer and bluer as the day progresses. Where is this palette? Like, I don't understand how it turned blue. I'm wearing this Nomad Cosmetics Santa's Village palette. Where is the blue? But do you not, how do you get this eye look from this palette is beyond me. I love the eye look. I think the shades look beautiful, which is why I was so surprised, because how does this turn into this? For my lips today, I'm wearing this About Face lip paint. It's in the shade Obscure Desire. And whenever I'm wearing a nude lip, I always top it off with this Buxom lip gloss. This is a lip plumping cream. And it's in the shade Pumpkin Chai Latte, which might have been a limited edition shade. Alright, enough about the makeup on my face. Let's get started and see what happened in Q1. 2022 started off as a year of complexion. Not sure if it ended as a year of complexion, but that first few months of 2022 was crazy. We got a crazy amount of foundations, crazy amount of concealers. I was watching this video from Not Fit for Print Beauty. She purchased 40 foundations this year. 40. And I'm sure she didn't buy everything, so imagine how many were actually launched. By the way, I don't know how she does this. Like, she has so much content. She gets new releases like that. Very hardworking, passionate person from what I can see. All right, let's look at all of the complexion products that were launched from January to March. We started the year with the NARS new light reflecting foundation. Then we had Jaclyn Cosmetics. Then Charlotte Tilbury also released the Beautiful Skin Medium Coverage liquid foundation. Then e.l.f. came out with this powder foundation, which is actually pretty good. I've tried that one. Then we had the KVD a Good Apple Concealer. Then Morphe came out with a concealer. This is the Filter Effect Soft Radiance Concealer. Makeup Forever come out with their foundation. LYS, another concealer. Tarte, another concealer. Kosas came out with a foundation. Benefit, another concealer. One Size, another foundation. Danessa Myricks, the Yummy Skin Foundation. Even Zara came out with a skin collection. Rare Beauty came out with a tinted moisturizer, which I think is actually better than the foundation. I love it. It gives a really nice skin-like finish. Then Makeup Revolution, the IRL Filter Foundation. And finally, at the end of March, we have the Lawless Concealer. At the beginning of 2022, I was not that much into complexion products. I was like, I don't want to put all this stuff on my skin, and I was kind of staying away, so I didn't purchase most of the products. I did get the One Size Blurring Balm, which broke me out. The e.l.f. powder foundation was pretty good. Lately, now I am back into foundations again. Like, I don't know, it just keeps changing. I used to not be into lip liners, now I'm into lip liners, now I'm into lip glosses, now I'm into shiny lipsticks, and I'm into powder now. I used to not even bother with powder. I'm like, what's the point? But it does really give you a more seamless look when you finish it up with a powder. There were a lot more complexion products that came out, but we're only covering Q1 because That's all I can do at one time. Mostly going to be focused on the makeup and not any sort of beauty world drama, because makeup is kind of an escape for me. So I want to try to keep it at that place of escape. Sometimes I do get distracted by a little bit of stuff going on and then I have to pull myself back in. I'm like, nope. Makeup, a wonderful, beautiful escape. See some nice eyeshadow palettes in early 2022. One of the first releases was this Too Faced eyeshadow palette, which was revealed in 2021, and it was a spring collection, and everyone was like, what is going on here? What? It's what? I think the packaging is absolutely beautiful. Even to this day, every time I see that palette on sale, I'm like, and then I hold myself back, but ugh. I do see a trend happening with Too Faced, and there's another brand like that, Urban Decay. Never ever buy palettes from them because they always go to 50% off at some point in the year. Too Faced, this palette, 50% off, and then their pumpkin spice palette was 50% off, and then Urban Decay during the Black Friday sale, a lot of palettes were 50% off, even like the special releases as well. Juvia's Place always has nice palettes. I really like that brand. I did purchase this Physicians Formula face palette. It's fun. I didn't like the highlighters, but it smells incredible. I feel like e.l.f. needs to do something unique and fun and interesting. Like, I'm starting to get bored of the brand. 2021, I think I was really into e.l.f. and then 2022 came along and I'm just like, I wish they would do like a really nice, beautiful collection. Like cookies and cream, that's kind of cool, but I wish they would do a little bit more of that. Kind of like ColourPop, but don't be ColourPop. Nomad Cosmetics. I recently, very recently, like in the fall time, tried out their eyeshadow for the first time. Interesting formula. Very creamy. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it the right way. Don't think it's a beginner-friendly formula, but it's interesting. I gotta play around with it a little bit more. Do remember, many people actually liked this Urban Decay Wild Greens palette. I think a lot of people tend to like greens, especially greens like these. Pat McGrath, I thought these collections were so beautiful. I think she released 2 of them. Oh, this was Bridgerton Round 2. It had a diamond body shimmer powder, which everyone was like $52 for body shimmer powder. Yeah, a lot of people were not into that. And I actually ended up getting some of the lipsticks and the packaging was really cheap. So I think it wasn't her best collection, which is probably why it went on sale. Someone said that they spotted it at one of those TJ Maxx, but then someone else was like, no, I couldn't find it at TJ Maxx. So I'm not sure if that's a rumor, but that would be really interesting to see it. And I would understand why, because the packaging was kind of cheap. I think Rihanna came out with her lipstick this year. That was a disaster. No one could figure out how to get the lipstick ready because the refill was separate and the case was separate, and we just couldn't figure out like how to get the case and the refill like together. And I know somebody on YouTube ended up doing a tutorial on how to actually use this thing because nobody could figure it out. I never want to go through that again, which is why I haven't even purchased another of her Fenty lipsticks, because I'm like, I don't want to have to figure this out again because it was super confusing the first time. And then later in the year, she came out with her $500 lipstick, which was like, do you know who your customers are? Like, what? What? I mean, I'm not going to be able to cover every single release, but some of the highlights are like the Fenty bronzer. She came up with this bronzing palette with so many different bronzer shades, and everyone was like, what? Why do I need so many shades? Is this only for like makeup artists? Like, no one could figure out like why. I actually really like that one. I ended up purchasing it, and I actually like how it has different shades because sometimes I want a more bronzy look, but other times I want a less of a bronze. But that's only gonna work for you if your skin color falls in the middle of the palette, because then you can go a little bit this way and that way. But if you're on the other ends, then it's like, then the other shades start to become useless. This Dominic Cosmetics palette was so beautiful. I still look at it and I think it's so pretty. And I'm not sure if it's maybe just the color of the eyeshadow palettes, but it's so pretty. And then Charlotte Tilbury added more stuff to her Pillow Talk collection. These Huda Beauty blushes, very sheer. I don't think too many people ended up liking them, but these Moira blushes, very nice and super affordable. And Givenchy came out with these marble lip glosses, very pretty. And I'm not sure if you guys saw, recently Makeup Revolution revealed their lip glosses, which look very similar to these. So I'm excited for those actually. Natasha Denona did something different here. She released her pastel palette, which wasn't the most popular, but it was a pretty release. I was excited for that. Makeup by Mario. These lip creams got pretty famous, which I didn't understand why, because they're, you know, having applied so many different lippies on my lips, like I've tried out lip creams before, and this is just like your any other lip cream. Ooh, and this release, so much fun. And this was exciting to see Odin Zai and Angelica, their collab. This was so beautiful. I love this packaging, and it's just such a representation of her. This was a really exciting release. These Melt Cosmetics palettes are also beautiful. This Avatar collection by ColourPop was actually nice. When I got this palette, I couldn't even get myself to use it. I'm keeping it as a collectible. That wraps up Q1, and then on April 1st is when we saw Patrick Ta's Major Dimensions 2 palette. So the next episode I will start with April 1st, and I think there was also something that happened on April 1st. I remember there's something that happened on Instagram where everyone was like, wait, is this an April Fool's thing or is this real? And I can't remember what that was. What was it? Oh my god. I gotta look back and see, and hopefully I will find it and I will show it to you in the next episode. So that's about it from my perspective, what the highlights were for Q1. I'm sure I missed a bunch of things. It's okay. We're just here to talk about makeup and have fun. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Thank you. Bye.